Alright, we're live here in Haunted Hunter's cabin, and so anyhow, no, and that. So just so everybody knows that we have nothing to do with uh, the Queen of Ratchet guy. That's his own thing. Um, and that I was just a follower and just a page fan of his, but that's about it. Um, and that so and and that kind of stuff as well. And so anyhow, we're gonna do our what do you call it? Our card flip, our Haunted Hunter's Cabin uh, card flip game. And so anyhow, you can catch the haunted fireplace every night, and that up to Halloween night, and and that. So again, it gets spookier every night, guys. By the way, and so again we're gonna do kind of shuffle up the cards and that kind of thing as well, and that kind of stuff as well. So basically what we're gonna do is we're gonna actually do the card flip here, and we have a three of spades. Put that down there. We got king of diamonds. We have a ten of spades. We have five of spades. Oh, sorry, ten of hearts. Sorry, I must be half asleep. That's ten of hearts, not spades. And we got five of spades. Hey, get down, bud. Hey, queen of hearts. Hey, you want to come flip the next one? Come on. Oh, Trey, you kind of help me flip the next one, hey, buddy. Okay, what do you want it to be? Okay. Oh no, sit up here. Sit up here, bud. And we've got eight of hearts. We have a queen of diamonds. We have ace of spades. We have queen of clubs. We have five of diamonds. We have seven of clubs. We have three of clubs. We have ten of spades. We have eight of spades. We got two of spades. We have two of hearts. We have, hey, don't hit, bud. Hey, come on. We got jack of diamonds. And we have nine of diamonds. And you went down? Okay, down you get, bud. So anyhow, we got nine of clubs. And that. So, and that. Basically, while we're on the social, what I don't like to see is, yeah, people have their different talents and stuff like that, and then sometimes nobody's perfect, sometimes people slip at the tongue and that kind of thing. But when they can take Disney cartoons and get down, and that if people can take Disney cartoons and actually put foul language to it and disgrade a children's cartoon like that and make Disney look bad, I have a problem with that, personally, because I think that is totally wrong, because I know for a fact Disney would not write material like that. I think that is just totally wrong and disgrades parents from letting their kids watch, or totally to turn the parents away from letting their kids watching Disney cartoons. Yeah, there's adult movies out there. I know the Hollywood has redone them and put them into like a horror movie type theory. But again, it is not at a perverted level or anything like that. But when they can take stuff like Disney material, like like, I mean, as much as, Queen and Ratchet guy, he's funny and everything else like that, he might be an alright type of guy. But to take something that belongs to Disney or belongs to somebody else, which is owned by Walt Disney itself, to take their cartoons and actually, put foul and perverted language to them, I think that is a problem. Especially when kids watch those cartoons. I know when I was a kid, I grew up like, with Oliver and Company, Cinderella, 1001 Dalmatians. I was disgusted when all of a sudden this Queen of Ratchet showed up on Facebook and doing that Disney cartoons like that kids do watch. That does entertain your everyday children. Um, you know that kind of thing. That is, I'm sorry, but that is a disgrace to the Disney industry itself. Um, to the people that went out of their way to pay big time money to publish those Disney cartoons. That is, to see that is so disgusting. Um, Koala Deville coming out and she's swearing and cursing all of a sudden on there, and she's talking sexual, perverted, and it's basically, the way I put it is technically this guy, whoever he is pedophiling Disneyland itself. He's making Disneyland look like a bunch of pedophiles. That's basically what it is. That is, I'm sorry, but that kind of behavior is got to stop. Um, as much as I love the Walt Disney cartoons myself, but I would never showcase Walt Disney cartoons or myself, or would never ever um, put perverted language to it, or that kind of thing, or swearing and cursing to it. If I had the license to sit on here, and I had the authorization to sit on here and showcase the Disney movies, cartoons, I'd actually showcase the Disney cartoons as the way they're supposed to be showcased. That are clean, the way Disney is supposed to be, with the way their content was original work, which is originally written, you know, for them, if I had that kind of authorization. But I would not go around and redo it all and swearing. But even if they were going to do it, even if they're going to make it, even I can understand that they're trying to make it different or fun. There is ways that, yes, if they do want to make it different or they want to make it funny, they can do that without the swearing and the perverted end of it. That way it keeps clean, like if they're going to mimic voices in the background, or something, or puppeteer voices in the background, it has got to be respectful. It's got to be, it's got to be different, but be respectful, but not be, full of swearing content, not be full of pervertedness content, pedophiling content. I think that is me personally. I would be, if anybody else has ever seen that site, Queen of Wretched, I would be getting together as a bunch of people on Facebook and going against that guy with fucking, sorry, excuse me, it slipped to the tongue. I would be going against that guy definitely with Disneyland itself, about that, or to their main board of directors about that, because that is their material, and that is not called for. That should be coming on here with all the swearing and that kind of thing. I know sometimes I've slipped myself of my own tongue, but I would not sit there and rewrite Disney songs that legally belongs to Disney or some other movie company like Ghostbusters, and put perverted language to it, and make it look like it is, that they're a bunch of pedophiles, because this is what this Crane and Ratchet guy is doing. It's not the fact he thinks everybody's hacking into him, and nobody's hacking into him. It is what it is. It is him. People are having a problem with him generally on here because of the fact of his type of material he's choosing to put on here. He is actually, what he's doing is he's actually retaking all the old Disney cartoons, and he's actually pedophiling the characters and making the characters sound like the perverted, the pedophiles, everything. So he's turning. He is actually turning parents away from letting their kids watch Walt Disney cartoons. I know, because my older sister, is getting to the point now, because she sees this Crane and Ratchet guy show up on Facebook all of a sudden. She will not let my 9-year-old niece watch a single Disney cartoon that's done by Disney, because she thinks it's actually Disney that's publishing it. It is not. That is republishing it all, and this is what I said. There is got to be, again. There is something Facebook companies got to do with him, generally, but it is like, there's been times, where I've been accused of, just because sometimes my wife is in the other room. Yeah, she loves watching her TV shows, but because her TV can get a little loud, and I've spoke to her about it, and her TV can get a little loud, so it overdrives my streams. And just because she's watching Little House on the Prairie, and just because she's watching the original shows in the background, my live stream's picking it up, I get accused of copyright. But these other people are not being nailed for these other people are not getting the notices. Like, this Crane and Ratchet guy is not ever getting a single notice from Facebook stating that he's in violation of copyright. No matter if he is, if he's actually, putting perverted language to the Disney songs, everything else like that. That is not right, because there's children that watch those Disney movies, and basically it's turning parents and uncles like myself that have a 9-year-old niece. We're getting to the point now, we don't want our kids watching Disney cartoons if this is what Disney cartoons is all going to be all about. Again, we're technically banning them from we're getting to the point that we're banning our children from watching them, because we're not going to let them watch them if this stuff is going to show up on, if you guys are going to let guys like him come on here and actually be allowed to pedophile these cartoons like that, and we not knowing, and we thinking at first it was Disney that's bringing them back out in that way, but it is not Disney that's bringing them back out in that way. It is people that are twisting or taking the Disney cartoons and they're ruining them. And so we're to the point now, we don't want our nieces, we don't want our children watching stuff like that. If they're going to take a kids content cartoon and keep putting adult content to it like that. Yeah, I have my haunted house, Hunter's Cabin, but again, that's only for Halloween time. It is a haunted house, but it is different. But I've always said too, with my haunted houses, I do keep a lot of I do have materials that I do use for my haunted house that may be old, maybe superstition, whatever. But again, I try to, my shows, when I do my shows, at least there's no perverted content to anything. It is actually live streaming, and that kind of stuff as well. And like I said, like I even said, because with it being a Halloween, it is acceptable for Halloween. But like I've always said, with the haunted house, just because the fact that my haunted house is based on my childhood camp story that was told to me as a kid, and that camp experience is just a reenactment. But again, we try to avoid all swearing at all costs, even though that just because of frightening, it goes a little bit above PG level, and that kind of stuff too, because we do understand that there could be kids watching with their parents and that kind of thing. But at least we always say, make sure the kids are accompanied by an adult if you're going to follow the haunted houses. But again, we're not taking stuff from Disneyland and cartoons and putting singing swear songs to it in foul language, or perverted or pedophiling Disneyland itself. It's gonna get bad to the point, guys, that people are gonna stop taking their kids to Disneyland because of that. I can honestly tell you that. Right now, because Disneyland right now is on the verge of losing a lot of business. Because of this Crane and Ratchet guy, big time. Because there's a lot of parents, when they go on vacation, I know my family never was able to afford to ever take me as a kid to Disneyland, but there is when people start seeing stuff like that on Facebook, being able to take the old Disney cartoons and to put swearing language, pedophile languages, it scares them away from the actual Disney people at Disneyland, like Aladdin and all those guys that go through all those guys that are hard-working volunteers, probably, no matter if they're hard-working volunteers or they even get paid for it. All those years that they have to go through proper online what you call armistice training to do their job that they're able to do, or actors to do what they do, to make it a safe place for kids. Queen of Ratchet, I'm sorry, is making the place unsafe for kids. And it's giving them a bad outlook, and parents are stopping to the point they're stopping to take their kids away. They're eventually going to stop taking their kids to Disneyland, because you're going to think that these guys that are dressing up as Aladdin or Peter Pan are a bunch of pedophiles, because that's is what the sites that Queen of Ratchet is doing, is making them look like. And that is totally wrong. And they're ruining a total good movie industry right now. That has been out for decades. That's been entertained. It has entertained our children for years. You know, this is stuff that is got to be put a stop to. That site alone has got to be shut down. Be put a stop to. I'm sorry to have to say that, but like I said, if he wanted to take Disney, if he wanted to use Disney material and find and change it around to his own words, that is fine. But the swearing is not called for. The pervertedness is not called for. Basically the perverted pedophiliness in it is not called for. Again, that is I'm sorry, but that is a criminal offense, chargeable offense, and that's arrestable. Grounds to have the guy can be arrested for by the authorities, no matter what country he is in. Again, he legally can be handcuffed and be actually read his whatever you call it, be read his rights for that, because that is a form of pedophiling. I'm sorry, but that the guy is, if he can do that, the guy is technically considered as being a pedophile, and a predator. So also, like I said, guys, you know, like I said, Jokers on Duty is all we are is just a setup joke show, and that kind of thing to entertain you with for Halloween. It is just only entertainment. But we don't get into anything perverted. We don't get into, we try not to get into anything swearing, because we know that is definitely not acceptable. You know, this is what I said. Like, I grew up as a kid. I mean, I grew up as a kid myself, and, you know, even though I'm an adult, I love the Disney cartoons the way they are. I don't even think they should have even be allowed to republish them or change them like that, or put swearing or perverted content to them like that. I mean, we've, as Facebook people, we got to go against this Queen of Ratchet guy, Joshua guy, whoever he is, and put a stop to him on Facebook and say, look, you cannot disgrade the Disney industry like that. I mean, if I had the phone number myself, or honestly, if I had the phone number, or I had the connections to connect with Disney producers themselves, I'd put a stop to him right here, right now. Honestly, I would. You know, because he's making the Disney cartoons look very bad. He's all over you. He's got his material all over YouTube. He has got it all over Twitter. He's got it all over Instagram, and he's all over Facebook. So, like, he's all over the internet with this pedophile and pervertedness. It is craziness. You know, this is what I said. I'm not saying it because his skin's of a different color. It's not a racist thing. It is totally what you call inappropriate thing. You know, so like I said, they're making guys like professional actors that have been in the movie industry for years, you know, that go through their police checks, they go through their online armistice training. Half of them, I know 9/10 of them, I've known 9/10 of them in passing, and they're not like that. And a lot of them are probably Salvation Army, probably church-going people in the States or whatever, or church-going people, and that kind of stuff too. And, you know, and when they can see their cartoons like Coco, or they can pop up on there, or they see Aladdin or whatever stuff that no matter if they get paid or volunteer, that they went out of their way to put up there in our movie industry for our children, and then you guys are letting Queen of Ratchet, this Joshua guy, come through, and all of a sudden he is popping up on Facebook with pedophiling material and perverted language in those cartoons, or changing those cartoons around. You know, that is totally a big problem. You know, so, you know, this is what I said. Like I meant, like, all my haunted shows are just for Halloween. But again, like I said, my shows are no connection to his. Again, yes, every haunted house has a scary point. Again, like same here, people set up their haunted house for Halloween and the kids tour through. Yes, they do go a little bit above PG because it is Halloween. It is there's a lot of horror movie fans out there like myself that put them on, but again, it is done without no swearing content. It is done with no pervertedness. It is basically done in a clean done in a clean way as possible, just by with a regular card flip or a couple board games or whatever, just to celebrate the Halloween season for people, and to make it interesting and that kind of stuff as well. But and like I said, Haunted Hunter's Cabin is only going to go to Halloween, and then it is finished. But again, like I said, but at least I'm not changing I don't believe in changing the Disney cartoons around and putting swear words in it. Like I said, or making the Disney look like they're a bunch of pedophiles and perverts, and professional trained actors that went to college, went to school, to be honored the privilege of being an actor, or what they do. Like Emma Watson, she's a very hardworking actress, and I think she probably getting pretty upset too, seeing stuff like what he's done with what this Queen of Ratchet guy, this Joshua guy, has done with Beauty and the Beast. I mean, I think she's probably getting very peed off about that as well. And that kind of thing. I think that is people like that is going to have to start showing up even start showing up in his town or at his door, giving him proper heck for that, or if he's going to keep running the Queen of Ratchet like that. I mean that, and ruining the kids' cartoons like that to the point parents are going to stop their kids from watching it because they're going to think this is the way Disney is becoming. It is going to cause. It is going to cause not only that, it's going to cause movie stores, it's going to cause your department stores like Walmart to go down in sales, especially with the Disney product alone. It is, and that, so this Queen of Ratchet guy, someone's got to put a stop to him right now. I mean, he's ruining all the Disney cartoons. He's pedophiling and perverting the characters. If he wanted to change them around or change the songs around, at least he could have put clean content to them. If he was going to make it funny or comical or different, away off the Disney script, at least he could have actually just write an actual clean script alone, that contained no pervertedness and no swearing of any kind. And that kind of stuff as well. I'm getting, personally, as a live streamer, I'm getting pissed off with this guy, big time, because it is coming through it does come through, no matter, they don't have to be on your friends list, for their live streams to come through your through your homepage. It just automatically comes through. I have no idea where this guy is living. I know he's in the States somewhere. I don't know if he's in Canada here or if he's in the States. I don't know whereabouts he is living. But, I mean, if he's going to be doing that to the Disney cartoons, guys, and making little kids' cartoons look bad like that, I think it's time that Facebook pulls him off or kicks him out in general, or starts sending him copyright notices or nail him under the Copyright Act, because that is not called for. I mean, those are kids' cartoons. Those are cartoons you put your kids down in front of every Saturday morning that your kids enjoy watching. Those are Disney cartoons like Mary Poppins, Chitty Chitty Bang Bang. All those cool cartoons I grew up with. And they grew up with the original cartoons of it, And like I said, even if I had Disney's authorization to showcase Disney cartoons on here, I would not change them around like that. I wouldn't change them around at all. I'd actually showcase them as they were, as the proper content, the way they were published. That the kids are enjoying them at a total proper level the way it is. Or if he wanted to do comedy, you know, there's nothing wrong with being a comedian. But if he wanted to do comedy and he wanted to rewrite the songs or whatever, he could have done it in a clean content. If he wanted to change, the script for the characters, he should have done it in a clean content. Write clean scripts to it. You know, again, yes, it is. It may be funny at first, guys, but it is not funny at all, because it is defacing. It is defacing a cartoon industry that Walter Disney originally started, and Walter Disney himself did not ever write content like that, or any perverted or pornographic content, whatever. That, I'm sorry, guys, that is strictly child pornography right there. If you guys want to see what I'm talking about, do not add him as a friend. Do not add his page, guys. But you can research him up at Karina Ratchet, and you can get it right on his Facebook page. Go through his Facebook page, guys, and you'll see what I'm actually talking about on the way his perverted behavior is with the Walt Disney cartoons. And you view his page, and you'll actually see what I'm talking about, and that kind of stuff. And it is grounds to report him. This is what I said. So, like I said, those cartoons are for the kids. They're not shouldn't be treated like that. That is ridiculous. Like my own father, if my father caught me doing that, he'd probably spank my ass from here to Kingdom Come. Honestly, sorry to put it that way, he would. You know, he would give me a swat in the butt for that one. I mean, like, my Hunter's Cabin is clean content, but the point is, he still kicks my butt for it, because he experienced me as I went through the nightmares as a kid with this camp experience of it. But again, like I said, that's finishing up this year alone, and then next year it is. People are always superstition over my Ouija board, all it has is, and that is only a Halloween prop, guys, for the haunted house. But at least stuff like that, Facebook don't have an issue with, you know, for Halloween. But I mean, what they originally should be having the issue with is pedophiling behavior, like the guy from Karina Ratchet and that kind of stuff. And with the foul language and ruining the kiddie cartoons that my 9-year-old niece watches, you know, and that kind of thing. And my sister checked up that Karina Ratchet thing. And I tell you, she wasn't too happy about it. She was totally pissed off about it. But me, I would love to one of these days, guys. Me personally, I know right now they probably, because they don't know me. I'm just let everybody go know, just so everybody's on the safe side. No, I am not a hacker. Don't ever think that. I'm just trying to keep Facebook alone presentable as possible, the way it should be. You know, and that kind of thing. But if I ever had the chance, guys, I'd love to sit down with these Disney producers, guys, myself, and you know, actually have a coffee at Tim Hortons with these guys and get chatting with them about this, because this like, I know sometimes, and also too, guys, reason why Hunter's Cabin, we do put our limitations down too. We have our limitations as well that we do keep to. And the reason why I have my rules with Hunter's Cabin as well, and I do keep them to a limitation, is because the fact that there's high school students under age of 18 kids that are on Facebook. Yes, there is children on Facebook, guys. When Facebook first started, Facebook said terms and conditions are not supposed to, you will not let people through under the age of 18 on Facebook, but apparently some parents have found a way around that. Some parents have registered the kids as being older than what they really are, and so again, that there is kids on Facebook that are registered as being older, being over the year of 1980. or over the year of 1965. A birth year, so that way they get on Facebook. But originally, half these kids were born in 1990 or 1995, and some of them might be still under like 18 years of age, might be only in high school. So, or some are actually in public school, and that kind of stuff as well, like as low as grade 5 or whatever. But the parents seem to know how to get around Facebook too much. Again. And they know how. They're so smart with computers and technology. They know how to get around to get their kids on Facebook and get them through Facebook, to get them their own Facebook account, kind of thing. So that's why I said same with Hunter's Cabin, guys. Like I said, Hunter's Cabin is we don't get in any part of perverted language. Again, it is all part of a setup, entertainment joke show. Again, we do avoid foul language as possible. There's times when my wife is in the background, probably trying to discipline the cat because he gets in trouble, and sometimes she swears, and sometimes you've heard me a couple of times to tell her to cool the language, because I am on live stream, and my live streams I know do go public. So I think that's why I said this Queen of Ratchet, guys, is a problem. Again, with the Disney cartoons, I mean, this is making me totally sick to my stomach. Honestly, it is. Especially when I know I've got a 9-year-old niece that sits back and watches these cartoons. I mean, it is, it is making Disney look bad, and it's making even the people that volunteer their time and people that are actual professional licensed actors up at Disneyland. My sister takes my niece to Disneyland. She's paranoid now away from the characters there, the princesses, Aladdin, the characters. She's not letting my niece anywhere within 3 feet of them because she thinks they're pedophiles. She thinks that people like Emma Watson are kind of pedophile children. She's afraid of that. Even though we know she's not like that. It's because this Queen of Ratchet idiot is making people like that look like that. When he degrades the cartoons or Disney cartoons, he is making them look bad. He is making them look like they're there to harm your children when they're not. If I was these actors and characters, I'd be showing up at his country, and at his door, and totally shutting his camera crew right down, because this is it's not a matter because he's a different culture or nothing like that. Nothing against his culture, nothing against his skin color. The point is his behavior with the cartoons is a problem, because it's coming through everybody's Facebook. He's all over YouTube. He's all, like you said, he's on Instagram. He's on Twitter. He's publishing that material all over the place. And it is making Disneyland actors look bad and make them look like they're molesters and pedophiles when we all know they're not. Those guys have gone through police checks, and those guys, to get the job that they guys do at Disneyland, they have to go through what you call a vulnerable criminal check, no matter if they live in the States or whatever, FBI, whatever. They got to go through a vulnerable criminal check, and they got to go through an online armistice training that they have to complete, and or child pornography, child abusive training, to be able to get into the profession they're in. So that way it is for them to actually be able to have physical contact around the public, around children in general, to be able to run run Universal theme parks like Disneyland, Paramount Canada's Wonderland, Marineland. This guy, this Queen of Ratchet guy, whoever he is, Joshua, he's making the Disney industry look bad. I know horror movies they're different. They're an actual adult level movie, but again, even with the horror movies, they hit their limitations as well. Again, you don't see a lot of pervertedness. You don't see unless, well, it's different because the actors is different. Even the actors know the limitations when they're performing or they're on stage performing. But again, because they're horror movie actors, they actually do go through the criminal checks, and that the armistice training checks, everything else like that, to be able to have the job they have when they pass the auditions to be a movie star, to be a movie actor. They all go through all that, and that. So whoever this Karina Ratchet guy is, get your shit off here. Honestly, so to put it that way, because it is not appropriate. It is defacing, and it is degrading little kid cartoons that everyday parents put their kids down in front of, that their kids watch, and when they're on Facebook and they see Disney cartoons come through in a very pedophiling behavior, or they see cartoons come through with a lot of heavy perverted language, the parents are gonna pull you right off. Because right now the parents do not even want a chance taking their kids to Disneyland because of that material, because they think it's Disney that's actually publishing it. Disney is not publishing it. It's this Karina Ratchet guy on here that is publishing it, and that kind of stuff is making the Disney industry look bad. But if I personally had to contact with Disney themselves, producers themselves, the head producers and committee producers and that kind of thing, and sit down and have a coffee with them and fill them in on what this Karina Ratchet guy is doing wherever he is in the States, this Joshua guy, and what he's doing to their product. To the point that I am now, me and my sister right now, my older sister, right now is stopping my 9-year-old niece from watching, or prohibiting my 9-year-old niece from watching Disney cartoons in generally, because of what this Karina Ratchet guy is doing, and is ruining it here on Facebook. And that kind of thing. We're to the point now, we're taking the Disney cartoons away from our kids, because of the fact that because of what he's done to them. Because we don't know any difference, because every day Disney themselves is publishing new material, and we don't see Disney publishing stuff like that. That is, that twisting their own old cartoons around and that kind of thing. And there's always new stuff coming out. And they're actually, guys, Disney right now, the Disney actors like Emma Watson work hard to bring you the entertainment they bring you, and to have their work ruined like that. I mean, yes, I think if I was in their shoes, I'd be. I'm not even in their shoes. I'm not a Disney actor, but I think personally, I would be just as offended, and be disgusted. And that is defacing an industry right now. That is $1 billion industry. That is going to go downhill big time, and is going to lose business because of that. I'm sorry to be the one to have to address that on here, but that way, those are my feelings of it all. So my haunted house is just because of Halloween. Like a lot of people around here, you're gonna see them live stream the haunted house. But like I said, they do not. Like I said, we know with our haunted house guys, we have our limitations. Again, you don't see us, putting. Taking stuff that belongs to Walt Disney and putting perverted language to it, or putting foul language to something that belongs to Walt Disney itself, that Walter Disney started and what he brought out. Like I said, if I had the authorization on here by Disneyland to show their cartoons, like I have Disney movies, I buy Disney movies from secondhand to everything, from thrift stores, Walmart. If I was to sit here and I was gonna showcase a Disney movie for the kids and that kind of thing, or use a Disney product to sit there and actually showcase it, I would not get on here and rewrite the songs over again and put perverted language to the songs or swearing to the songs. like I didn't like that one he did with Aladdin, Prince Ali. He put don't f with me like that. Like I mean that's sorry to have to put it that way, but I mean that kind of material you don't do to Disneyland. I mean it is a kid's safe place. When it comes down to Disneyland, like I mean, they're making Aladdin look like he's a pedophile. They're making actors like that look like they're out to attack and target kids. They're not. They go through the criminal checks, everything else like that. And the FBI, I'm sorry, but the FBI, I'm surprised they're not even drawing attention to that kind of Ratchet guy, and they're not they're not following up on anything with him, because those are kids territory cartoons. Like I mean, those are for kids to watch. I mean, they don't need to be doing that to a kids cartoon. I mean, that is sick behavior. Especially with that Cruella de Vil. I didn't like her or the what was it I'm allowed to do what you call a movie review value because that's what I do, and that so again as a movie viewer I'm allowed to put my 2 cents in, and I am allowed to do my own valuation on them that I think is appropriate, what I think is not appropriate, and definitely Queen of Ratchet is not appropriate to be on Facebook at all, with the pervertedness and the pedophiling behavior. Like I said, there's nothing wrong. I'm not against somebody. I'm not against anybody of same sex community or of the gay community. I'm not against that, but the behavior, if they can get on here and they can get on here with and twist the cartoons around where there's swearing, pervertedness in it, they should be treated like every other person, and that kind of stuff like that. That they should be told they cannot use content like that or twist content around like that that doesn't belong to them. That is going to make Disneyland look like a bunch of perverts and pedophiles, because that's exactly what the guy is doing. I mean, especially when for years it's been a safe place for parents to take their kids to. I mean, that is, especially when these actors and volunteers that you see at Disneyland Castle, I mean, all those guys go through police checks, they go through resume to apply for the job, they go through college, or even if they're in college, they have an online armistice training they got to complete before they get the job as a character. So again, same with yes, because we have guys. We have a Disney club here in Wyerton, and we have a couple girls that do, ladies that do reenactment of the Walt Disney princesses and guys do princesses and that, and they're very clean content people, guys. They're very safe people. They're not perverted. You don't hear them walking around at the Rotary Village Fair when they're there and that kind of things. Talking perverted. Changing the character script into perverted. Making the character look like they're a pedophile. They're not making. They're not degrading or defacing the character, or the cartoons itself. That is just sick. Like I said, it is very what you call very disgraceful thing to say. I'm sorry, but like I said, but if people are gonna do this, I'm saying if Facebook is gonna let Queen of Ratchet on here and they're gonna let him do that to kids' cartoons, then I'm sorry. But my sister is just gonna ban all Disney movies out of her home, and my 9-year-old niece, they will be taken away from, because if he's going to sit there and make it look like Disney is the one that's republishing everything, or remaking everything like in that way, then my 9-year-old niece, I'm sorry, is not allowed to watch Disney cartoons at all ever again, because that is, my sister is not going to, me or my older sister is not going to tolerate that. You know, because there is little kids, toddlers that watch Disney cartoons, and when they see a Disney cartoon and they recognize, come across Facebook, guys, they expect it to be the way it was written, the way it was published. You know, they don't want to get on there and then all of a sudden there's this Korean Ratchet guy pop up, you know, South African guy pop up on there, and he's got foul language to the cartoons, and it's all this perverted talk and everything to it. You know, kids pick up on that very quickly, and kids copy that, and that's what I said. He is ruining the whole entire Disney industry, and people like that needs. I'm sorry to have to put this on Facebook, but I mean, people are gonna have to stop these people, stop this guy in generally. This is why I said, if I personally was able to sit down with the actual producers of Disney that only owns the publication of Disney, I'd probably be able to take him through. Actually, I get Wi-Fi everywhere in town, guys. I get Wi-Fi at Tim Hortons. I can access Wi-Fi at Tim Hortons. I can sit down with the real Disney people, like Emma Watson and all these guys that work with Disney, that have a contract with Disney, and actually take them on to, if they've not seen it, take them on to his Facebook page and show them exactly what he's doing to their cartoons, and how he's degrading them and how he's pedophiling them, and their songs that they've written and that kind of stuff like that, and what the guy looks like, and that kind of stuff like that, and that kind of stuff like that. That's what I said. If I had that privilege or that authorization, I know we can't show movies on here, but if I had the clearance and I had the authorization to showcase during the daytime Disney cartoon movies and that kind of thing on here, I would. But they would not ever be twisted to like he's twisting them. You know, that and that kind of stuff like that. That would be, you know, that they would be played as they were published, as they were meant to be published, as they were published the way they were published the way they are. You know, I would view it on my live stream, the movie itself, the way it is, the way it's supposed to be. So the kids are that way. The kids are recognizing it. That is clean. That basically the kids can enjoy it. But again, like I don't have that authorization to do that. But you know, but I mean, I'm sorry, but this Korean Ratchet guy, he just ruined. This Joshua guy, he ruined the whole entire Disney industry, and he's pushing parents away from taking their kids to Disneyland because they think that's what Disneyland is about. Parents, when they take their kids to Disneyland, guys, they don't know exactly what Disneyland is about before they get there, when they see it live. When they go to pay good money to take their kids into Disneyland, they don't know what Disneyland is like before they get there. They don't know what these characters are like before they get there. And if you get the Korean Ratchet guy on here, this Joshua guy on here, doing that to the cartoons and that, it's giving the bad first impression on what these actors and characters are. It's putting a lot of parents under paranoid or skeptical from taking their kids to some place like that. You know, and they're losing business. They're losing money. You know, their ticket sales will go down. You know, because of people like that. I mean, this is what I mean. People, these Disney characters or these everyday actors are not like that. I was happy to see the cast that did Coco. They did a video on Just Disney, and it was good. I liked it. We actually seen the puppeteers and that kind of stuff too. That was cool. You don't see them running their puppets, and you don't see the puppets swearing, cursing. You don't see the puppets talking perverted, you know, talking pedophiling language, perverted language. You don't see that coming out of the puppeteers. because they because the fact that they're part of a children's cast, they're not allowed to do that. There is limitation of laws across the U.S. and Canada. They cannot, as actors, they cannot do that. Now, horror movie is different, a different category, but again, there is still the limitations. Now, horror movies, with actual big-time horror movies, that is different because they're made for adults. Again, it does carry the restriction. It does carry the rated R for restricted. Notice. But even with horror movies, there is a limitations to how much pervertedness or swearing that could be, or violence that is in those horror movies. Again, they are still limited. They still have have to have what you call deleted scenes. There is scenes that are made that they can delete, that they're forced to delete. That the actors are not allowed to actually show through the box office. So it's got to be at a low level between 1 to 10 when it comes to a horror movie. So again, they also, no matter what, if it's anything that's going public, it still has its limitations. There's like I said, same if the guy wanted to make the Disney cartoons funny, there is nothing wrong with that, but the perverted language, the foul language in the cartoons is not appropriate. Because, like I said, those are kids' cartoons, and it's defacing the cartoon alone. And it's turning people away from letting their kids even watch Disneyland cartoons or Disney movies. And it is turning parents like my older sister and uncles like myself from even the kid enjoying or experiencing Disneyland live in Universal Studios, or buy tickets for them to go to it. If people like Karina Ratchet or this Joshua guy is going to ruin that for them, because like I said, we don't know as older adults what Disneyland is really like. We don't know what the real characters or actors' everyday personality is like. And like I said, I do know that all these actors. So basically, this Joshua guy is giving actors and characters a bad name before the parents even get their kids to Paramount or Six Flags, Universal Studios, Disneyland, and that kind of stuff too. And it's making them look bad when they're really not, when they're probably not bad people. But this Joshua guy is making them look very bad. I'm sorry. Right now, he's making them look very, very bad, to the point that even the characters at Disneyland themselves, parents are not letting their kids near, because of this Karina Ratchet guy being on here, because of what he's doing to the cartoons. I mean, it doesn't. Can I get a thumbs up if everybody agrees with me on this one, or hearts, whatever. That's what I said. Because those for years. Even when I was a kid, I always loved watching the cartoons. It made me sick to my stomach when I seen that. Anyhow, we're gonna continue on. We'll get off that topic. But anyways, I'm just pointing my opinion of it all, and viewing my opinion on it, and I think that is just not appropriate. So anyhow, we're gonna get back to our Haunted Hunter cabin card flip. Again, guys, we are at what you call two of hearts. We got 3 satanical flushes in a row, guys, on a black and on red dice, and on a black dice. So again, we are going to we're going to see if we get another satanical flush. So again, guys, we're going to go 10 again. By the way, guys, that was a 10 of clubs, and we got ace of clubs. No, ace of hearts. Sorry, I'm off kilter here for a minute, and And if you guys are liking Hunter's Cabin, guys, let me know. Like I said, this is the last year for it. These shows are finalized as of October 31st, and then Halloween will be all done with. And then next year, like I said, there is next year will probably a little different. It won't be Hunter's Cabin, but again, like even when we do Hunter's Cabin, guys, we don't talk perverted. We don't you know, I'm not taking Sleepy Hollow and changing it around and, you know, putting foul language to the Headless Horseman and perverted language to the Headless Horseman. That one YouTube haunted theater clip when we showed Sleepy Hollow, we just showed it the way the movie was published. But again, we, other than that, we got away from that part and then went into the haunted house. So we changed course because, again, yeah, we did show an actual movie, but we can't we can't. DMC won't allow us to do that. So there's certain times, a little bit of that you can do, a little bit of that that you could show, but other than that you can't. But I don't know why DMCA would have a problem with that. I mean, they should have had more of a problem with this Joshua Queen of Ratchet guy with the perverted language and the pedophiling behavior with their Disney cartoons and that kind of stuff like that. That's more so the DMC should have nailed his butt by now for that. So anyhow, that is Five of Hearts. Yeah, like I love classical slashers of horror. At least the guy shows, if he showcases the movies, he showcases the movies. He doesn't change the movies around. He's not pedophiling the characters or actors. He's not over exaggerating, and he's not republishing it with foul language in it. The movie has it itself, it's different. So anyhow, hey Trey, you buddy.
Meow at your
and
mama.
we've got 5 of clubs. We have 10 of diamonds. We have ace of clubs. We got 8 of clubs. We got 6 of clubs. Jack of spades, the devil. Cody's favorite card. We like teasing him on that one all the time. Because that is the foolish card he played last year on the Dark Hunter's Cabin Challenge. And 6 of diamonds. And so anyhow, Queen of clubs, Jack of clubs, we've got King of hearts, 7 of diamonds, we got 7 of hearts, 6 of hearts. Rand, when you get a chance, can you get me coffee?
I'm going out.
But can you get me coffee first?
You. No.
Yes.
No.
Yes.
No.
Yes.
No.
Yes.
No.
Yes.
No.
Yes.
No.
You're the wife. That's your job. Get used to it.
Excuse me?
When you married me, you signed a contract stating that you do the cooking, you do the cleaning, you do the making of the coffee.
But we ain't
It's a
got
package.
contract.
It's a package deal. No hitting violence. I'm on live. Ow!
I never signed no contract.
You even signed a marriage license, didn't you?
That is not a contract.
Yes, it is. It's a legal document.
You wish.
It's a legal government documentation.
It does not say nothing about being your freaking maid.
When you sign a marriage license and you get married, you automatically take on the position of being a maid. It comes with the package.
You wish. I'm only the cat's maid, not yours.
So anyhow, Ace of diamonds.
I'm only his maid, not yours.
Two of clubs. Where's my coffee?
It's in the kitchen. Get yourself, Dada.
I will.
Mommy, Mommy's only my maid.
Okay, Atreyu, buddy. Be good. Queen of diamonds. We have nine of spades. We've got queen of spades. We've got king of spades. We've got two of diamonds. We've got four of hearts. We have a jack of hearts. We have four clubs. We got eight of diamonds. We got nine of hearts. We got four diamonds. Four spades. We got three of hearts. Six of spades. Seven of spades. Which leaves us with two more cards. Also, too, guys, tonight you can follow our Hunter's Cabin, Haunted Fireplace. Sometimes that is a late show. And that kind of stuff as well. And so anyhow, we're gonna lay those down, and then we're gonna go and do another bit of a social. But Joker number one, Joker number two, and normally it's to be your Jokers on duty, and we're live here in Haunted Hunter's Cabin. But usually that's a big closeout at the end. But again, we'll stay on a bit longer for social. I'll be right back. I'm gonna go get my coffee. And also, too, another thing I wanted to say, guys, this Queen of Magic guy is trying to say he owns Disney. He doesn't own Disney at all. That because Disney themselves, guys, will not do that to their own Disney cartoons, especially when they know that 9/10 of their customers that pay out money are children. Or the parents buy the Disney movies for their children. So, I mean, it is 90% of the profits that Disney makes is off of little children. Money that Disney makes for kids to go enjoy themselves at Disneyland, Universal Studios, Disneyland, to buy tickets to get into Disneyland theme parks, are all children that go there. So again, 9/10 of the money. The adults don't like spending money at those things, but it's the kids that they spend the money for the kids anyways, because it's something the kids like. So Disney makes like probably 15,000 to billions of dollars on that, and to see their work like that go downhill like that, that is sick. Honestly, I can say that for any Facebooker to do that. And also too, another thing. Oh, sorry, I'm back. And another thing is also too, what a lot of.
Come on.
Where are you going? Oh, you're going to Brittany's?
Treats. Come on.
Were you going over to Brittany's?
Yeah, and because Mom's gonna give me some money that way I can get some pop for us.
Okay, you'll be back? Okay. Don't let the cat out on the way out. And also, too, guys, I'm going to give you a little inside secret about that you probably do not know about the real the real publishers.
Where are my shoes? Excuse me, David.
No, he's around. The real publishers of that paid the big time bucks for Disney to exist is because people like my grandfather was a Freemason, and the Freemasons actually paid money out for stuff like Disney to exist for children's entertainment. And so again, just let you know, the Freemasons are the main. It all relates back to that own everything. The publication of your movie industry. They own the publication of your Disney industry, like your Disneyland. To be able to have the luxury of Disneyland. Disneyland itself was built by the Freemasons. A lot of people do not know that. Canada's Wonderland, you know, all those trade jobs, all that was at one time was architected and was actually built by Freemason people, by the Masonic Lodge, by Freemasons themselves built those industries, entertainment industries, so that way we have a good movie industry to provide jobs and to train actors and everything else like that. 9/10 of these actor directors are all Freemasonaries, or would be all Masonic, be all Freemasons, or they're all Orangemen. I used to be an Orangeman, and to let you know that so everybody knows that everything from England, from the UK, Orangemen,
But
the Freemasons, the Orangemen, they're all part of a Freemason movement. So again, they're all Masonic. So again, like I said, they're all part of the Freemason community. So, like the Orange Lodge, Knights of Columbus, or like Orange Lodge is Protestant, Knights of Columbus Catholic. All those sacred lodge orders, like are all Freemason, is ordinance of all Freemason order, Masonic order, but they're different levels, which all relate back to the Freemasons. So your movie industry, your licensing for your movie industry, your big licensing for your movie industry, for Disney publication, you know, and all that is all published and owned by Freemasons. Like, even if you guys look at the inside secrets, if you guys go on ODT, if you guys watch ODTV, they actually take you through the truth and detail about on how the inside look inside of everything. Even if you go on Netflix, there is a documentary called An Inside Look of the Freemasons. It is a very good documentation that explains. Now they're starting to come out in the open. At one time, guys, they would never come out in the open. It was you never see them in public social media of any kind, because they were always against it, because they always kept themselves isolated and anonymous for years. But even to have a good look at all that. Now there's some things still they cannot show, in that they were not allowed to film, like some of the degrees they were not allowed to film due to secrecy. What you call due to which is the deeper secrecy of the order, that is contains behind closed doors. But again, far as your main publication of all your Disney programming, you know, your networking, or Sony's Picture Studios, all those big brand companies are all Freemason owned. So like all your stuff, guys, the Ghostbusters be happy to hear. Like same idea from the directors of Ghostbusters and that kind of stuff to bring you the entertainment for the Ghostbuster movies and that kind of thing. All that is all Freemason entertainment publishing. So the Freemasons themselves have paid the money out for those movies to exist. And that kind of stuff as well. So again, it gives you a little insight of a bit of a detail on where about how it's originally all created. And for somebody to deface and disgrace that, that should never have ever been allowed. So again, that was there for the children. Like originally when that first publication of it, Walter Disney brought it out for the children. He didn't bring it out originally. It was adults sat back and enjoy it with the children, but it was never to become to be abused and to be only become adult content only. That is like robbing the children of their childhood, or robbing them of their cartoon years, that kind of stuff. So again, when the first history of Disney came out. Is that coming out of the wall? Or might be just me. It was all out for children entertainment. It was not meant to be, like I said, not meant to be abused and be, put perverted language or foul language to it all. I mean, this Joshua guy, Crane Ratchet guy, some of these guys pull him off here, big time. That's what I said. If I personally was able to sit down with the directors that originally published those to begin with, the main directors that did all the hard work to publish those Disney cartoons and that, I'd sit down with them and I'd actually take them to show them where his Facebook is and show them what he's been doing, and see if there's anything that they can do to put a stop to him from doing that. I mean, if he wanted to change, if he wanted to do it differently, there is there is scripts that can be written up that does not contain any perverted language at all, and no foul language, especially when it comes to kids' cartoons. I mean, like I said, that's crazy. Or if he's gonna showcase them as with the original songs at least, and the way it was originally published. That's so that way they're enjoyable, family enjoyable. I mean, but again, people like that. See, this is what I said. People like that, they ruin stuff, ruin the rules and regulations changes. They ruin stuff for live streamers like myself that wanted to get into showcasing movies on here, but we can't because if we go to try to showcase movies, we get a copyright notice, and which is understandable. But yet he doesn't get a copyright notice. This Crane Ratchet guy, for what he's doing, his perverted language Disney cartoons, because he is using Disney material. He doesn't get the copyright notices. He doesn't get intercepted by Facebook, nothing like that. And but again, like I said, that's why I said classic slashers of horror. They showcase the horror movies the way they have, with the prop, without any without nothing changing around. They showcase it the way originally the movie plays. They don't add stuff to it because they know they can't. They know they're allowed to showcase it, but they're not allowed to add stuff to it, because then it ends up making money from it. So And that, so again, that was a bit of an update. And that, but that's what I said. Like I said, that's why I said my haunted house that I have is almost going to be finished as of Halloween night, guys. Last night is Halloween night, and a lot of my stuff that I do for my haunted house, there is no perverted language in it. There's no we control the foul. We do control the level of foul language. No porno images in it at all. So again, this is why Hunter's Cabin, we got our strict rules when we come on, and that kind of stuff as well. And so that way it is enjoyable for Halloween. So if kids want to watch it with their parents, they can. It just ratings do go up. It goes up a little bit because with it being Halloween time, haunted houses, guys, people do get scared of haunted houses, and there's props that I do have. Maybe a little bit. Some people may find superstition, but that is about it. That may actually frighten you, but again, like I said, it's all a setup here, Halloween stuff, and like I said, you guys are gonna have Atreyu. We're gonna actually have the behind the scenes of the haunted house again coming up after Halloween, where the dummies are gonna be taken down, and you're gonna actually see what they're made out of inside them, and what they're actually stuffed with. So again, it is for the Halloween season, and then Hunter's Cabin is over with, and that kind of stuff as well. And that, and my shows go live on YouTube as well. They go on Dashboard Twitch TV, and so anyhow, thank you for tuning in, and we were live here in Haunted Hunter's Cabin. And just so if anybody knows, if those directors want to get a hold of me from Disney, you can look me up on my Facebook. It is under Timothy Scott Plain. All my contact information is on there. And or if you just even want to send me an email, at timplain45@gmail.com. And I will try to respond back to you. That way I can actually sit down and explain to you what this Queen of Hatchet guy is doing. This Joshua guy is doing to your Disney products. If there's anything you guys wanna be updated, or even you can go right to his Facebook page alone and you can check him out. How perverted he's getting, and how pedophile and language coming out of your Disney cartoons. So again, like I said, there is that, and all my contact information is on my Facebook. You can actually add me to your friends list on Facebook at Timothy Scott Plain. Underneath it, it'll say Haunted Hunter's Cabin, because that's what we're into right now for the Halloween haunted house right now, and that kind of stuff like that. And so anyhow, there's how you can get a hold of me at. And also, too, guys, thank you for tuning in. And we were live here on Jokers on Duty, and we were live here on Haunted Hunter's Cabin. I hope you guys have a great day. We'll be back tonight for our live haunted house Halloween theater, haunted house fireplace tonight, and that. So, and you guys can check that out. Come back, follow, and I hope everybody has a great day. And oh, by the way, stay away from perverted Facebook pages. Just kidding. This was your Jokers on Duty. Have a great day, guys.